Hi, everyone, and welcome to this Valentine's Day episode. On this episode, I have the special pleasure of sharing with you my interview with Tammie Fox, the amazing founder of Pumpkin and Friends Charity, advocate for disabled pets, and pet mom to the inspiration for Pumpkin and Friends Charity, the very best ambassador, Pumpkin. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Val Talks Pets, the forum for pet parents and enthusiasts alike. Having been in the pet industry for over 10 years now, I'm going to share with you issues and questions that arise as I work with pet parents on a day-to-day basis. I am not a veterinarian, but I do have certifications in canine, feline, small animal, fish and herptile, and avian health and nutrition from the University of California, Davis Extension. Hi, Tammie, and welcome to Val Talks Pets.
Hi, Val. Hi.
I'm so happy to have you on. I'm so glad you took this time to speak to me because I'm just love everything you do and Pumpkin and all of the things that you have been working on. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Yes, life is very crazy. And this is my first ever podcast, so I'm really excited.
Oh, I'm excited to be the first one too, and internationally as well, even better. So
Yes,
yeah, that's
yes,
great. So let's talk about Pumpkin, because she is a West Island White Terrier, correct?
she is.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yes,
she is disabled in that she cannot use her back end completely. Is that correct?
yes. So Pumpkin is paralyzed from the waist down.
Mm-hmm.
So she cannot feel her legs, and it's also left her double incontinent as well.
Okay, so she doesn't have any feeling in the back end, eh? None at all?
At all. No. So she
Oh.
doesn't know when she needs to go to the toilet. She doesn't know if she's injured herself. So yes, Pumpkin cannot feel anything at all from the waist down.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, because but she lifts herself up on her front legs though, and she gets around a little bit like that, doesn't she?
Yeah, so Pumpkin has super strong front legs,
Hmm.
and also a very strong core.
Hmm.
So to Pumpkin, her back legs don't exist, I guess.
Okay.
And it's her core and her front legs, yeah, that lift her up and enable her to get round our home and speed along in her
Yeah.
wheels.
Yeah, and propels her through on her wheelchair. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So now you have mentioned that I've heard you say that Pumpkin's injury was actually deliberate. So is
Yeah.
that what happened there?
So obviously we don't know 100% what
Mhm.
happened, but when she had an MRI scan, it revealed it was an extreme trauma,
Oh God.
and the only explanation for such an extreme trauma was that somebody had stamped on her,
Oh.
a great force from above.
Oh.
So when the MRI scan was shown to us, she had two breaks in her spine and old injuries to her ribs.
Oh my.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it was quite shocking to be honest.
Yeah.
The veterinary surgeon had to sit us down when he was explaining what had happened, and
Mm.
he said it was the worst case he'd ever seen, and he
Oh my.
wasn't sure how she'd survive. She was a little miracle.
So
Huh.
how old was she then when you
So she was 8 weeks old when she came to live with us,
oh my goodness.
and she was 13 weeks old when she had the MRI scan.
Wow, so this happened when she was like almost born, really?
Yeah,
Maybe a
they
few weeks in.
the yeah, the spine had fused back together.
Oh.
So that can only happen within time.
Hmm.
So the veterinary specialist assumed that this was done straight after birth.
Mm-hmm.
Now both of her legs are now deformed,
Hmm.
but we don't know if she was born with a deformity in her legs
Hmm.
or if because of the spinal trauma and the damage, it left her legs deformed. So her legs are upside down.
Mm,
So
okay.
where a dog's pads are normally on the floor, Pumpkin's face upwards.
Yeah.
So it's like her legs, yes, are upside down.
Interesting.
So if she was born in a puppy farm, for instance, they
Oh,
wouldn't have been able to have sold her because she's not perfect.
right.
So obviously it happens all of the time. They just remove the bad stock without sounding harsh,
Yeah.
because they're worthless to them, and they obviously
Yep.
they don't care. So that's what we assume has happened to Pumpkin. There is no other real explanation.
So I wonder, it's possible that the puppy millers were trying to just get rid of her and they didn't.
Yes.
Would it be possible that she got stepped on by her mom or another large dog?
No,
No.
no. The trauma was
Mm.
great force.
Ah.
We're not talking that another dog is laid on her, or
Mhm.
it had to have been somebody with great force from above that had done this. It's not easy to break a spine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Yeah, it is. And so then how did you end up knowing about her? Like how to get contact with you, or how did that?
Yeah, so it was just after lockdown,
Mhm.
and the rescue centres here in England were full to the brim of unwanted puppies and people that had
Mhm.
taken on dogs during lockdown because they
Yeah.
were at home. And one of our local rescue centres here in Lincoln put a plea on social media asking if any families would be foster parents for dogs.
Okay.
And me and Richard, we love animals, and we thought, do you know what? We've got Smiggle.
Yeah.
Smiggle likes other dogs. Yeah, we'll put our name down and we'll see if we can help. And we did not know that Pumpkin was disabled. We
Okay.
were not told that Pumpkin. Well, to be honest, she wasn't called Pumpkin. She had no name. She
Mm.
was just a tiny little puppy. She came from somewhere called Kent,
Yep.
which is about, I don't know, about 150
Yeah.
miles away from here.
hmm
And then she came straight from Kent straight to us. And obviously, as soon as we saw her, it was very obvious there was a problem and there was something not quite right with Pumpkin.
Yep.
Also, she couldn't contain her wee, so she
Yep.
wasn't holding her
Yeah.
poop and a wee.
Yeah.
And when we contacted the rescue centre, they were unable to help us. They
Really?
Yeah, they weren't very helpful. There was no offer to take her to the vet or get her seen. We were just told to give her a cuddle and love her.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh, so you were completely taken aback, I'm sure.
yeah, it was really distressing. I'd never seen a disabled dog
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
extreme that Pumpkin was, because she was only 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
Um, she had she was unable to use her front legs at all. So
Oh.
Pumpkin was unable to walk.
Oh.
Um, yeah, it was quite sad, but within hours of Pumpkin coming to our home, I fell instantly in love with her, and I could see that Smiggle
hmm
loved her, and Pumpkin responded to Smiggle.
Okay.
And within a couple of days, we obviously contacted the rescue centre again and said, "Look, I'm just going to take her to the vet and go and see what's happening, because if this dog's in pain, I'm worried, and I feel bad. My
Mm.
children found it quite distressing as well."
Yeah.
Um, and again, you don't want to think of an animal being in pain.
hmm
Um, so yeah, so I agreed to adopt her there and then. I
Wow.
said, "Look, if you haven't got the funds," because obviously, like I say, the situation in England was awful. The
Yeah.
charities and rescue centres didn't have any spare cash. So I said, "Look, I'll adopt her.
hmm
I'll take it all upon myself. I'm gonna get her treated. I'm gonna take her to a vet." And yeah, so yeah, it got signed over, and she became my baby.
Aw. Wow. I
Yeah.
always say in many time ways, we don't often get the dog we want. We get the dog we need.
Yes.
And the dog that needs you
Hmm.
comes to you, you know?
Yes.
And so I think this was a really obvious in
I
intervention for
really
you.
don't. I really don't think that Pumpkin would still be here.
Yeah.
um, if it wasn't for what we did for her. Pumpkin had a really tough time for the first couple of weeks of her life when she came to live with us.
Oh.
It was extremely difficult to get a vet to assess her,
Mm-hmm.
to agree that she wasn't in pain,
Mm.
and to help us. It was a really tough time, and it was really upsetting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
So what
the
did you
vets,
do?
yeah, well, she ended up seeing six different vets
Oh,
here in Lincolnshire,
yeah.
and each and every one of them told me that she needed to be put to sleep,
Oh my.
told me that I was being cruel, told me it was unethical, told me that dogs can't survive without four legs,
Oh my.
and that she wouldn't be able to have any quality of life, and that she was going to be a burden and a drain on our finances.
Oh my
You
gosh.
name it, the vets. Yeah, it was horrendous.
I can imagine. Like you just weren't getting any support or anything positive at all. They're
No,
just
not
throwing
not at
negativity
all.
at you the whole way across the board.
Yeah, and
Wow.
then I would come home and obviously speak to my family and speak to
Yeah.
Richard and
Yeah.
speak to the children. But we could see that Pumpkin was happy, and
Hmm.
we could see that she had this determination and this pumpkin power.
Yeah.
My son had obviously already named her Pumpkin,
Okay.
um, and we were all very bonded to her, and we knew that the vets were wrong.
Yeah.
Um, and I set up a social media platform
Hmm.
to try and get her story shared and try and get some help, if you like. And her story went viral.
Yeah.
Um, Her story traveled the world. Her video went viral, and people made a massive donation, massive collection for her.
Oh,
And one of the top veterinary surgeons here in England reached out, um, and agreed to take her on to see her.
that's amazing. So it was through,
Yes,
oh wow. So it was through your social media campaign you got this particular vet.
yes,
That's
yes.
incredible.
Ah, yeah,
Wow.
and he was amazing.
Yeah.
And he carried out the MRI scan
Hmm.
and did lots of tests on Pumpkin.
Hmm.
And obviously, he was the one that revealed that he believed this was extreme trauma.
Yeah.
But he was amazing, and he showed us how to care for a disabled dog, how to do these expressing of the bladder,
Yeah.
expressing of the bowels, how to do home physiotherapy.
Hmm.
He put us in touch with Walking Pets, who are the American company that make the wheelchairs.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, so because of him, he kind of what's the word? He picked us up and he
Mm,
made us. He was on our side, and it was
mhm,
very positive. And
mm.
yeah, because of that, obviously, that's why we carried on and why Pumpkin's still here.
Yeah, that's amazing. What's his name? The veterinarian.
I'm not
You're
allowed
not
to
allowed to tell his
disclose his
name.
name.
Okay. He doesn't want to get
Yes,
inundated with people all over the world calling him.
if I was to say he's just one of the top veterinary
Yeah.
surgeons in the UK, it's not hard to work out.
You go. Uh, well, you know what? That's amazing that someone like that gave you such a lifeline, but it did that, but I did no idea that it was came through your social media campaign that he came out and reached out to you. That's fantastic and gave you such a lifeline. You said that he taught you about having to deal with a disabled dog, and
Mhm.
I thought about it was interesting because she has no control over her bowels or anything, but you also have to express her. How does it work that that's the two things? So she can't control it, but at the same time you have to express her. How does that work? Because they seem
Yeah,
opposite.
so Pumpkin obviously has no sensation. So
Hmm.
she doesn't know if she needs to go to the toilet,
Hmm.
but also there's no muscle control.
Hmm.
So her muscles can't hold the bladder.
Yeah.
So basically she tiddles all the time. So there's
Oh,
always a little tiddle. So
yeah.
hence why she wears a nappy. And with
Yeah.
regards to the bowels, basically she can't squeeze.
Oh, of
So you
course, to
know
push
how
it
your
out.
muscles contract. Yeah. So when you express the bladder, you do it because it keeps the UTIs and flushes the bladder out,
Mm,
which keeps her healthy.
I see.
Because although she can constantly wee and dribble,
Yeah,
you're not actually getting the remain, everything out of the bladder.
I
Um,
see.
and this is a misconception. So a lot of our families that we help and
Hmm.
a lot of owners of disabled dogs go, oh no, they're not incontinent, they can wee on their own. Yes, they can wee on their own, but they cannot fully empty their bladders. And this is why a lot of paraplegic animals get UTIs and go on
Oh,
antibiotics. Um,
yikes.
so my advice is, even if your dog can go to the toilet, if it's in a wheelchair and
Yeah,
it's disabled, paraplegic, just squeeze its bladder. Even if you're only doing it one time a day,
yeah,
you are going to get all of that nasty bacteria out of the bladder, and it
that makes
doesn't
total
hurt.
sense. I
Yeah,
get
it
it.
doesn't hurt at all.
No, it doesn't, eh? Yeah, I've seen you do it. I've
Yes.
seen your video where you showed how you do it, and you did a really good video actually about how you do that, and you also did another really good video about what products that you use that you really like for her to, for
Yeah.
absorbency and all that. That was great.
Yes.
Now, who makes the little rompers that she wears?
So they're just off Amazon.
Oh, you're kidding.
Literally, they're not personally made for Pumpkin.
Really? Oh my God, I thought they
They
were.
are, yeah, they are they're just called nappies with braces. And
Oh,
they are literally just from Amazon. They're not expensive at all. The only problem that you find with them is they're very small. So
oh,
any dog bigger than Pumpkin, they don't cater for that.
right.
But
Yeah.
there are a lot of businesses now, especially here, that you can have things made for disabled dogs. And dog braces, even if you just have a diaper, a nappy
Yep.
on a dog, you can just buy a pair of braces that keeps the
Right.
nappy on.
Yeah, because that's the problem
So
that falls off, right?
it is, yeah, especially obviously when they've got no control of their back legs because they drag. So as
Um,
soon as you put a nappy on, they just pull it off
right.
straight away.
That's right. Of course. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah. Well, hers are super cute, the ones that she wears. Oh my goodness, they're really, and I love the way you let her go around at home, naked, so to speak. And she just
So
gets
yeah, she definitely enjoys her naked time, and we always make sure that Pumpkin spends half of the day naked.
hmm.
But because we're so regimental with regards to her care routine and the expressing,
Yeah.
we find that less accidents happen.
Oh,
So yeah, so Pumpkin's bladder is expressed every 3 hours throughout the day.
okay.
And like I say, we are very regimental with that, and we find that routine is
Hmm.
key. And touch wood, Pumpkin has been UTI free in over 3 years now,
Wow, very good.
which is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Even
is.
our vets, when we go to the vets, they'll be like, we can't believe that we don't see her. Like literally, the only time they see Pumpkin is if she's been poorly or if
Yeah.
she's going for a contraceptive implant or yeah,
Oh, right. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. But you
yeah,
did have a terrible scare with her. Did she not have a ruptured bowel a little while ago? That
yeah,
was
it was
pretty bad.
horrendous. Yeah, we nearly lost her.
Yeah.
Um, she had 20% survival of getting through
Oh,
the operation. Yeah, we had to say our goodbyes to her.
really?
It was, yeah,
That bad?
yeah, yes, yeah, it was. So
Oh,
Pumpkin's always had a belly button hernia,
oh.
always,
Mm-hmm.
but it's always been monitored. So the vets, the groomer, the physiotherapist, the hydrotherapist always keep an eye on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's never got any bigger at all. It was always like the size of a one pence,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yep.
little coin.
Yep.
And one morning we woke up and we always set our alarm at 6:30, the same time every morning. and we're always, first thing we do is greet Pumpkin, and Pumpkin is very vocal, and she likes to give you a little bark when she
Yeah.
sees you, and she didn't.
Oh.
And Richard went to pick her up out of a bed, and she squealed, and it was the most high-pitched, horrendous noise we've ever heard.
Oh.
And we thought maybe she'd hurt a leg, or we wasn't sure what was going on. Anyway, we went to remove her nappy because it was time to have her
Yeah.
bottom wash. And her belly was so swollen,
Oh
and
no.
we lifted her up and turned her upside down, and her belly had gone from being pink to dark, deep purple black.
Oh my goodness.
Um, and the belly button hernia, you could see that the bowel had come through the
Oh
belly button hernia, and it was leaking. So yeah.
my God.
So obviously we quickly got in the car, rang the vets. The vets opened and took one look at her, and they quickly scanned her, and she went straight in for surgery. Now that was terrifying because one, the position of Pumpkin's spine,
Mm.
because of the break and the way that it curves, it kind of goes through her tummy.
Okay.
And we were always told that Pumpkin could never have any abdominal surgery unless it was with a specialist,
Mhm.
because of the tools and the way that Pumpkin can't lay on the operating table.
Right.
But basically, we didn't have time. If we had tried to drive and take her
Hmm.
to a specialist, she wouldn't have survived.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Yeah, it was awful. So they began the operation,
Hmm.
and it was 4 hours. We waited in the waiting room for 4 hours, and luckily Pumpkin survived, and she pulled through. But when they actually recorded the surgery, so we actually did get to watch
Oh my
the
goodness.
operation, and it must have been something that was going on inside of her for quite a while,
Oh.
because a majority of her bowel was dead.
Oh my.
Yeah, so they think that there must have, well, there was an infection inside her bowel, and then basically it started to die off, and yeah,
And that's
so
why it
the
impacted.
operation was it was a lot more severe than what they thought.
Oh.
Uh, yes, but she came home, and she, let us pamper her and look after her. And she was a fighter, and she
Yeah.
got through it.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they had to cut through all of her core and all of her muscles, she lost all the use of her front legs as well. So yeah, we had to carry her literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, and she wasn't allowed to move. So Pumpkin's very determined, and doesn't do what she's told at all. So we ended up having to keep her in a laundry box, which sounds really
Oh
cruel, but it's not.
no.
So we would carry her around in a laundry basket because she
Yeah.
couldn't climb out,
Yep.
and hand feed her and spoon feed her. And
Oh.
yeah, I think she actually quite enjoyed it. She liked the attention.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. But
Yeah.
she's back on her wheels and just she's just obviously really, really
Yeah,
concerned for that.
it took 10 weeks for her to recover. So it was
Okay.
10 weeks of her not going back into her wheels, not being able to go for a walk.
Uh-huh.
Um, but in all honesty, Pumpkin now is stronger than what she was prior to the surgery. She
Really?
is faster in a wheelchair now. I can't keep up with her anymore.
She is so fast in that wheelchair. Unbelievable. It almost
Yeah,
makes you think that the video is sort of sped up a bit because she's
yeah,
so fast.
yeah.
That's
It's not.
incredible. It's not. No, I get that.
No,
Oh my.
it's
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
doesn't stop. She doesn't. You would think that, yes, maybe she just has a spurt of energy,
Yeah.
but that is Pumpkin's pace, one pace. And like I say,
Oh,
I cannot keep up with her
no.
anymore.
No.
I'm just like,
It's like, oh gosh, yeah. And she's in the water and in the puddles and in the mud.
yes,
And, oh my
yes.
goodness. Yeah.
She is just a normal, happy, dog. To Pumpkin, she's not disabled. She
Yeah.
doesn't have a wheelchair. She is just a normal, happy dog.
Yeah, exactly. I had a conversation with one of the people that I interviewed. She's a trainer, and she said, we have to remember that in many ways, sometimes what dogs, to them, that's the norm. We
Mhm.
know it's not, but they don't. They just, this is me. This is my normal.
I truly believe that in society at the moment, it's not the dogs that have the problem.
Yeah.
It's us human beings that have an
Yeah.
issue and a problem with disabled animals.
Hmm.
Disabled animals, as long as they have a quality of life and as long as they're going for a walk,
Yep.
whether that be at a slow pace and it's just
Hmm.
having a sniff, that's all dogs care about. As long as they're fed, loved, and they get to go for a walk, is that's sorry, Pumpkin. I
Yeah,
did
I
say
know.
walking.
I know. She's like, what? No, it's
Yeah.
true. And we can't, and one of the things that she mentioned, this was a woman that I interviewed, her name is Suha Dean, and she says we can't let some of these things define them. Talking about, well, people always like to qualify and say, well, he's a rescue. And so they let them get away with things that, well, really don't need to. Just because he's a
Mhm.
rescue doesn't mean he can't behave properly in the house or whatever.
Yeah.
And we can't, we are the ones who project onto them. Pumpkin, she's
Yes.
just, this is her norm. For her,
Yeah,
this is what
absolutely.
it is.
Yeah, absolutely. We wherever we go, obviously people want to know who Pumpkin is. They want to know her story.
Yeah.
But people that don't know who Pumpkin is, their
Mhm.
initial reaction is, "Oh, poor thing."
Right.
And
Yes.
I will stop, not
Hmm.
in an argumentative
No.
way or anything like that. I will say, what makes you why is she poor me?
Yeah.
She's happy, she's
Oh,
having enjoying herself. And they'll go, oh yeah, I know, but poor thing having to go through that. And I'm like, but this is Pumpkin doesn't know it any different at all.
that's right.
um
This is
so
her
yeah, I
norm.
do. Yeah, exactly. But I do believe, obviously, now with the charity, and we go
Hmm.
and meet lots and lots of dogs,
Yeah.
we do notice that it is the fun. What you said about projecting,
Hmm.
we find that if a human is struggling with the fact that their animal has recently become disabled,
Hmm.
they are anxious and they project that onto the animal and they cause the animal to be stressed and anxious.
Right.
Which is, we find that if we're fit in the wheelchair, the
Hmm.
animal has more of an instant bond to that wheelchair and will just get on with it.
Hmm.
So it's quite interesting. It's yeah.
That would be very interesting. So well, Pumpkin has a wheelchair, and then you also are fitting other dogs with wheelchairs. So how do they take to these wheelchairs very easily, or do they have a little bit of a learning curve, or what? Like I'll tell you, I saw this video yesterday, and they were
Mhm.
fitting a prosthetic for a dog that had lost his front leg, and
Mhm.
they did it with a 3D printer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it had sort of like a chest plate thing, and then it had this I guess like a leg, looked like a titanium type bar with a sort of a, I guess, I don't know, some kind of a rubber thing on the bottom. It took that dog, I would say 15 seconds. That was it. And he started running around like
Yeah.
that.
All animals, not just dogs, all animals are so resilient.
Hmm.
And I can honestly say I've most probably supplied over 2,000 wheelchairs.
Really?
I can count on both hands the amount of animals that they've not taken to a wheelchair.
Oh,
The
okay.
rest of them, as long as you fit that wheelchair correctly,
Hmm.
that dog straight away.
Straight away. Hmm.
Straight away, no matter what size of the animal, what the injury is, they honestly,
They
they've
just
gone.
go.
They're just happy and they're so resilient. They just get on with it.
Wow. So Pumpkin,
Yes.
she loved her wheelchair right from the get-go.
Um, so
Well,
Pumpkin was very, very little
oh
when
yeah, of
she
course.
first had her wheelchair. The first wheelchair that she had was a bit like a Meccano Lego wheelchair.
Yeah.
And the problem that we had is Pumpkin was too fast um,
Mm.
and too robust for the wheelchair. So it kept falling over, which then
Oh,
made Pumpkin frightened of
sure,
it.
sure.
Um, so yes, the first wheelchair that we had took about 3 weeks for her to trust the wheelchair.
Okay.
But then she was getting bigger and bigger, so then she was able to go in a wheelchair that she's got now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, no, it wasn't plain sailing at the beginning,
Yeah.
but that wasn't down to the wheelchair. It was more down to her being so tiny
Yeah.
and so fast.
Yeah. Wow. That's
The
amazing.
wheels couldn't keep up with her.
So how many wheelchairs has she actually gone through?
So Pumpkin owns five
Oh,
now.
wow.
And I would say she's gone through about 10 wheelchairs in
Oh,
3 years.
wow. Does she just wear them
But they're
out or
all
she
well
grow?
used.
Oh, okay.
Yes. No, it's so Pumpkin stopped growing when she was 6 months old. So
Oh, okay.
actually, the size of the wheelchair has always stayed the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they don't last forever.
Mm.
And we also have a lot of seasonal decorated
Yes.
wheelchairs as well. With Pumpkin being a therapy dog, we have a clean wheelchair that doesn't go outside the home, as in
Oh,
not in mud.
yes.
Pumpkin is also on stage, so she has
Yes.
another wheelchair for performances and
Yes.
television and things like that. And then she has one decorated for Christmas, one
Yeah.
decorated for Halloween, one for the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen those. So you got your sunflowers on the back.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So she's got quite a little garage of wheels, so to
she
speak.
does, yes.
Now I know that you have, because she has an, you're saying she's very strong, her
Mhm.
front legs and everything, but you are definitely keeping her healthy in that regard by taking her in for, as you mentioned, her hydrotherapy and her massage. Does she do any other therapies, and how often does she go for that?
Yeah, so Pumpkin has weekly physiotherapy,
Mm-hmm.
and that also includes a red laser therapy session
Oh,
as well.
okay.
So Pumpkin, up until when she had surgery,
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin had weekly hydrotherapy as well.
Okay.
Um, but we decided against the hydrotherapy, obviously, when she was recovering from surgery.
Yeah.
And it's, to be honest, it's something that we just haven't got back into as yet.
Okay.
But the physiotherapist does come here,
Oh.
and obviously massages and works on her front legs, the red laser that she has as well weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a little red light therapy jacket as well that we use
Oh,
at home,
nice.
which is amazing. It just releases the muscles,
Yeah.
stimulates blood flow, and it's really good for dogs that have like arthritis
Hmm.
or are in recovery from surgery. So yes,
That's a great product in a
yes,
jacket. Yeah.
yes. It's from Healed Pets.
Healed
Um,
pets.
yeah, it's got
That's
here.
great.
It's yeah, Healed.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. For
Yeah, and it's
healthy,
just a
happy,
little.
active pets. What a great
Yeah, and
product.
it's literally it's just
Comes in a
like a
tube
little.
and
Yeah, and then you just literally it's just like a little coat
yep.
that you put on. Obviously, comes in different sizes. Um,
Yeah, it is. It's like just
and then you
basically
just
like a coat
yeah
and it's got
just
your
goes on and Pumpkin's really relaxed. She just lays there 15 minutes in the
15
morning
minutes. Mm-hmm.
and 15 minutes in at night time, and it just really relaxes her. Like today, she's gone out for a big walk.
Yeah.
So like we are, if we've just run a marathon or we've had a long day on our feet,
Yeah.
it just relaxes her, and it's just really good for loosening off the muscles.
Hmm. Yeah, because she's really
So yeah,
taxed that area. Has she ever had acupuncture or anything? Have you ever tried
no,
that?
we've not tried acupuncture. However, if when she gets older she develops like arthritis or
Hmm.
needs acupuncture, it's definitely something that we would consider.
And and now you haven't gone back to the hydrotherapy, but when she was doing it, did you find that there was real significant changes when she did her hydrotherapy? Was that something that you felt really helped her?
Yeah, and the same with
And the
physiotherapy as
physio,
well.
yeah.
So obviously when she's had those sessions, which are normally on a Tuesday or a
Hmm.
Thursday,
Hmm.
they do tire her out. I'm not gonna lie. She's very
Hmm.
tired after, very sleepy.
Hmm.
But then the next day,
Hmm.
it's as though she's got new legs.
Yeah.
And she goes that little bit faster.
Yeah. Just what you need,
Um,
her faster.
yeah, and the physiotherapist will say, obviously, weekly when she comes to see her, she can sense if Pumpkin is tight in the neck
Yeah.
or in the shoulders, or at the back of her arms.
Hmm.
And you can tell with Pumpkin as well if her legs are stiff or they're causing her any pain, she tends to pull one out to the side.
Hmm.
And another clue is that she licks her paws
Oh
as
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
because obviously they're hurting.
Yeah.
So I would recommend to anybody that has a disabled animal and an animal in wheels,
Yeah.
physiotherapy and hydrotherapy are essential.
Yeah.
They are a must,
Yeah. I can see
to
that.
keep the front legs strong.
Absolutely. And as you say, because that's your main power source there. So yeah, you
Yeah,
got to keep that healthy. Absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
Um, well, she's quite something, I tell you. So let's talk about your Pumpkin and Friends charity that you put together.
Mhm.
So how did you actually put the charity together? Like what made you think about it, and how did you start it? And yeah, how did you go from there?
Yeah. So obviously, when we first adopted Pumpkin,
Hmm.
I found it very isolating. The
Oh.
world was a very, very negative place. And yes, we got a lot of positive reactions, but we
Hmm.
also got a lot of negative as well.
Sure you do.
Um, and I would sit and think, God, there must be other families out there like us
Yeah,
that have a disabled dog. Where do you go? It's silly little things like, where do you buy dog nappies from?
exactly.
I honestly didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue about any of it.
Hmm.
Um, so obviously having the platform that we developed, we started making friends and making bonds, and we made a community.
Hmm.
Um, so then I created an event called the Disability Dog Walk. Um, and it was massive. It was a massive success. And we raised lots and lots of money. And I thought, I can do something with this. This is huge.
Yeah.
So I decided that I wanted to do it legitimately and
Hmm.
honestly.
Hmm.
So yes, we registered for to obviously have a charity. It took a long time. It
Okay.
was it was 6 months of hard work. It wasn't that straightforward because obviously you're raising money and working on behalf of other people. But
Yeah.
we got there. We got our registration number and we set up Pumpkin and Friends charity June the 28th, 2022.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Um, and it's the biggest disabled dog charity in the UK.
Awesome.
Um, and yeah, it's mind blowing,
It is.
absolutely mind blowing.
It is. So what
Yeah.
exactly does the charity do then? So how are when people come to you, what is it, how's it functioning? What does it do?
Yeah, so the main purpose of the charity was to raise awareness of disabled animals, to show the world how incredible they are
Hmm.
and that having a disability isn't a death sentence.
Right.
And from that, we've been able to buy lots of wheelchairs and provide wheelchairs, strollers for other disabled animals. So, as I mentioned earlier, not just dogs. So,
Oh,
we've got goats, we've got sheep, we've got pigs, rabbits, cats that are in
wow.
our that are in our wheelchairs. Um,
That's amazing.
yeah,
I gotta put pictures of that up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, all animals matter. That is my motto.
Yeah.
All animals matter, and they all deserve to live and to be happy. Um, but again, I also believe that just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
Right.
Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
we always make sure that the animal is happy.
Hmm.
So the first thing that we would do is if somebody was had a disabled animal or their animal had recently had an accident,
Hmm.
they can reach out to Pumpkin and Friends charity,
Hmm.
and we also include veterinary costs as well.
Hmm.
So a family can reach out and ask us to pay veterinary costs for surgery, rehabilitation, and then we provide a service where it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, a support team and a network to basically just help them. So if they're struggling because their able-bodied dog is now a disabled dog
Yeah.
and they're finding it really, really hard, we're there to support them
Yeah.
and to help them and to guide them.
That's amazing. And so you do have a bit of a team behind you then.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. So we have 10 volunteers that
okay.
are all disabled dog owners
Hmm.
that are part of Team Pumpkin. And then there's us, the trustees. And we also have like legal team as well that helps
Oh.
us to make sure that we're doing everything
Hmm.
legitimately and not going against the charity commission.
Right.
But yeah, we each animal that we help, so we call them the really good friends.
Yes.
So
That's great.
So yeah, so every animal that comes to join us, they are put in touch with their own volunteer.
Hmm.
And like I say, that volunteer is available 24 hours, 7 days a week, and that includes me as well.
Okay.
So we look after over 2,000 families here, um, not just in the UK, so anywhere within the EU. So we've got
Sure.
dogs in Latvia, Romania, Ireland, Scotland.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
amazing. Yeah.
and where else have we got one? Spain
Spain.
and Cyprus. Yes,
Oh,
and
wow.
Cyprus.
That's
Yes.
fantastic. The way you've grown that charity in, literally 2.5 years, almost,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can support these people financially and emotionally, and that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I never in my wildest dreams thought the charity would take off
Yeah.
at the pace that it did.
Wow.
Um, we on average help 20 to 30 animals a week, providing wheelchairs and also rehabilitation costs,
Oh,
and also to support them as well.
that is
So yeah, we
unreal.
are extremely busy.
Yes.
The phone never stops ringing,
Yeah.
and the charity is only getting bigger.
Hmm.
But the good thing about that is more vets now, so more veterinary practices are now pro wheels, whereas before they were very against it. But I
Right.
do truly believe that now, because it's becoming more normal that you see a dog in wheels, such as on
Mhm.
mainstream TV and Pumpkin, and you go to your local park, and it's not as much as a shock anymore. Um,
Right.
and I truly believe that these vets can actually say, do you know what, these animals, they are living a good life, so why not? Let's give them a chance. And
Yeah.
yeah, they put their clients in contact with us, and there we are. And we have a turnaround of 24 hours.
Really?
So as so as soon as a family has contacted us and
Okay.
filled out the application form, we guarantee that in 24 hours they have a wheelchair. Um, and that's either we will go and fit that wheelchair as well, depending on where they are in the UK,
Yeah.
but we will personally go and fit that wheelchair to the animal and make sure that animal is happy and content and comfortable.
So do you have a stockpile of wheelchairs because I see
Yeah,
you're
so
putting them together in your living room.
My house is overrun by wheelchairs at the moment, but we have lots of plans for the future. We are currently looking at a training centre.
Oh, great idea.
Um, yeah, where we will obviously store the wheelchairs, and people can then come to us and have the wheelchair fitted
Hmm.
as well. So there's lots of exciting things in the future that are
Yeah.
about to happen.
Hmm.
But yeah, it'd be nice to get my home back.
Yes, because you have them probably full of wheelchairs.
Yeah, so the answer to you is no, we don't have a massive stock of
Okay.
wheelchairs. Obviously, sadly, when animals pass over the rainbow bridge,
Hmm.
they are returned to us. Then
Okay.
what we have to do is clean them, maintain them, prepare them,
Hmm.
and get them out to the next dog. There's
Sure.
always a waiting list.
Oh, okay.
Um, but also because obviously we're constantly fundraising. Yes, pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Because we are always constantly fundraising,
Yeah.
we always have funds, if you like. So if somebody
Yeah.
does come to us and they need a wheelchair and we haven't got one in stock,
Hmm.
we will go and buy one.
Hmm.
Or we will fundraise to make sure that we can get a wheelchair for that animal.
Hmm.
We also ask businesses if they can do sponsorship of a wheelchair,
Hmm.
in which we will get that wheelchair engraved with the company name, or if a family wanted to get a wheelchair personalised and sponsor that
Yeah.
wheelchair, and then they can follow the next animal's journey, and yeah,
Yeah.
so it's quite
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, you're creating legacies, and people would put a wheelchair together in the name of their dog that may have had one or passed on, and in their name. And
Yes,
yeah, so you're
yeah,
creating legacies. That's a great idea. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's amazing that you have so much going on.
yeah.
Uh,
Too much.
the charity. Yeah, I can imagine because you're pretty probably really busy, but this is probably takes up all of your time during the day if
It's
you're
it's full time. Yeah,
yeah, full
so
time.
I I on average most probably work about 120 hours a week just for the charity. I don't.
Wow.
There is no such thing as a day off anymore.
Yeah, no,
Um,
no.
but do you know what? I love it. I'm passionate about it. I can
Hmm.
see the world is changing, and I can see the charity is just getting better and bigger, and that is why I do it. So
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
just that's my drive. And I look at Little Pumpkin, and yeah, I
Yeah,
just
you just
all of the animals that we help, I just love.
yeah, absolutely. That's just I mean, you how many charity events, like what kind of events do you do throughout the year for fundraising?
Yeah, so our big event is the Disability Dog Walk, and
Hmm.
this will be our fourth year now that we've
Oh,
done the Disability Dog Walk.
okay.
And it's here in a local park called Booton Park,
Hmm.
and we have hundreds of dogs that come from all over the UK
Nice.
that come together and basically have fun. And we have a big walk around the local lake that's here.
Hmm.
We have some stall sellers that do fundraising to obviously help us. We have live music. This year we've got line dancing. We do a dog show.
Yeah.
And we do doggy races. We've got an agility course,
Oh,
and
wow.
all of the disabled dogs take part.
Yeah.
And again, it's really funny. So able-bodied dogs, they seem to know that these dogs are a little bit different, and they're a little bit more gentle with
Hmm.
them.
Hmm.
And for instance, if you've got a really boisterous dog that normally pounces and charges, for
Yeah.
some reason, they just know that they've
Yeah.
got to be that little bit more gentle and that little bit, less
Yeah.
boisterous.
Oh, yeah. Because they're not, yeah, they're very
Animals are
intuitive.
extremely intelligent. They truly
Yeah.
are.
And what about your other two and how they deal with, uh, well, Pumpkin came, you already had Smiggle. So
Yeah,
Pumpkin came that way, but then you brought in Ernie.
Ernie.
Yeah. So how did that sort of mesh when you brought him in?
Yeah, so Ernie came to live with us about a year and a half ago now,
Yeah.
and he was rescued from Romania.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the charity Pumpkin and Friends, I provided a wheelchair for another charity called Safe Rescues for Dogs here in the UK,
Okay.
but they actually rescue dogs from Romania and find them a safe home here in the UK.
Hmm.
And Ernie was one of those, and I just fell in love with him. I saw a photo, and he's just got the cutest little face. And I said to Richard, let's get another dog.
And he said, sure.
And And Richard was like, "What?" So yeah, we drove to Newcastle literally about 2 days after,
Yeah.
and went to pick up Ernie and brought Ernie back. And he slotted straight into our world and our lives. And he's an amazing dog with Pumpkin and with Smiggle and with my children.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ernie has been mistreated and he's had a really tough life in
Hmm.
Romania,
Yeah.
and he's very fearful of dogs that
Oh,
are
okay.
outside of the home. So
Oh,
he's fear aggressive. So yeah, it's been quite difficult with lots of training, and
yeah.
he's seems a dog behaviourist, but slowly we are getting there with him.
Yeah.
Um, but he's a character. We
Yeah.
wouldn't change
Now you
him.
got a cat recently, didn't you? Did you get a
We've
cat?
got 4 rescue
Oh, you
cats.
have 4 cats. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got 4 cats, but we recently got one called Trevor.
Yeah.
He's around 6 months old now.
How do they
So
do with
yeah,
this menagerie? They do fine
yeah,
as well.
yeah. And then we've got a rescued hamster as well. Just to add, just to add to
Just to
the
add.
family.
Yeah.
I just love animals.
Yeah.
I love animals, and if I see an animal that needs my help, I can't resist.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. And when we first got our dog, he would be considered a rescue as well. He was from uh in Canada, there's a lot of First Nations reserves in the northern part of the country,
Right.
and they're not treated the best when they're on these reserves. They're considered what they call community dogs, which basically means somebody might own them, somebody or maybe not, and they just sort of run around as a group.
Yeah.
And they kind of take care of themselves, or sometimes someone will take one in, feed it, maybe let it stay the night. Who knows? It just depends. Um, and then these groups tend to get too big because you've got puppies having puppies, and
Yes.
then a lot of these what happens is they call a cull, so they go out and shoot them basically
Yeah.
because they become
Surrender.
aggressive. There's too many of them and they become aggressive, especially with the children at school because they want their lunches. Anyways, he we fostered him first, and I had,
Right.
yeah, now my husband was the one who said, oh, let's do that. I want to foster him. And he put in for this. And I said, oh, because he had a medical condition. And they finally figured out what was wrong. And they thought he would be better to get better in a home than in the shelter where he was living.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we did. And I said, well, he has to get along with the cats. And so, anyways, he came in and there was absolutely nothing because what I learned later was where he comes from, there's a lot of feral cats. So
Yes.
the feral cats keep these dogs in line. So these dogs are basically pretty afraid and very respectful of cats. So when
Yeah.
he saw the cat and when one of the cats would come around, he just stood there like a statue and wouldn't move with his eyes just going back and forth until the cat left.
And it must be very similar with Ernie because he was just the same. Obviously, he
Uh-huh.
came into our home,
Yeah.
and we again we had 4 cats at the time, but sadly one passed away, and then we got Trevor. But Ernie has respect for cats.
Hmm.
It's really strange. It's like he knew what they were,
Hmm.
and he knew what the boundaries were, and
Exactly.
he's very calm and gentle with the cats, but the cats are the boss.
Yes.
Definitely
Yeah.
with Ernie. However, Pumpkin,
She's the
she's the
boss.
boss.
Yeah.
Yes, she's the boss.
But it made a big difference to be able to assimilate them in so that the cats learned very quickly, oh, he's not going to hurt me. He's not going
Yes.
to eat me, because he's a big
Yes.
dog. And so they learned very quickly, oh, okay. Oh, all right. Never mind. He doesn't care about us. So off they went. So it made a big
Yeah,
difference.
they
He couldn't
sort
hear us.
they do sort it out amongst
Yeah.
themselves. They really do.
Yeah.
We are A lot of people will say to me, God, how do you do it? How do you introduce an animal each time?
Yeah.
And we just get on with it,
Yeah.
and it just works. Touch wood, it's
Yeah.
we're very lucky, but we've never had a problem when we introduce a new cat or
Hmm.
a new dog or whatever. It just
I
works.
think that's also down to your own, um, the way, what energy you're putting out. You're
Yes.
putting out that energy like it's going to be fine. Everybody will sort it out. But when you're, like you were saying about the people getting the new dog into a wheelchair, and they're anxious and they project
Yes.
that. And that's
Hmm.
what I think what happens when people try, and they're worried. Oh no, he's going to attack the cat, and all of that is just a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to make it happen, but
Yeah, I agree.
you have that energy that it's going to be fine. Everybody's going to get along, and that's what happens.
Yes, I
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that's exactly what you're saying about the people that are, don't worry, this dog is going to be okay. He will figure it out. He'll manage the chair. And yeah, they need to really be very calm and project that into those dogs. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, Richard, he met four dogs this week.
Oh yeah.
Um, all of them have been refused treatment from the vet and been told,
Um,
yeah, they don't deserve a quality of life. And all of them got their wheelchairs fitted, and each and every one of them has been to the park this weekend
oh,
and are enjoying adventures. And that's what it's all about.
yeah.
Some of them, even if they only get a month from the wheelchair, it doesn't matter, because in that month they've gone and experienced the beach again and been able to spend time with their families, and
Hmm.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's great. One of the dogs that we helped, he's called Ted. He's a
Hmm.
big, like, shepherd dog.
Hmm.
He hasn't walked in over a month. He's not been able to stand.
Oh,
Um, and he'd got depressed. He'd given up on
sure.
life, and you could see he
Yeah.
was kind of like dead behind the
Yeah.
eyes. He would just
Just shut
lay
down.
there, and his family reached out to us and said, "We we want to just try. Please let us try,
Hmm.
and let's see." And we were like, "Okay, you're not too far away. We'll come in the van, and we'll come and meet him." And Richard got him up and got him in the wheels, and it's like a switch had flicked. He started wagging his tail and he
Oh.
barked, and he's not barked in like four weeks, and the owner was crying. And
Oh.
then with that, he started to walk.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
and that evening, he got up without the wheels. So after his walk, he got up off the mat, off his bed, and walked over to his food bowl and drank on his
Oh
own.
my goodness.
And his
Wow.
owner is like, it's a true
A
miracle.
miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just because obviously the dog has gone from feeling really down and really depressed,
Yeah.
and it had given up,
Yeah.
to now, whoa, I'm
Look at
standing, and it's,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
look at everybody. And
Oh.
again, we know this dog may not be around for much longer,
Hmm.
and that's okay, because his owner is now getting ready and knows that she can take him to the park, and he's happy.
Hmm.
And it's just
Oh,
heartwarming. It's just lovely.
absolutely. That
Yeah.
is absolutely just the, oh, those stories are the best, eh? Those are the ones that
Yeah.
just make
Yes,
you just,
definitely.
this is why I do what I do, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So Pumpkin did a production of The Wizard of Oz, and you said she's doing some more acting.
So Pumpkin's been in three stage shows at the theatre. um, Yeah, she's a bit of a celebrity here where we live in Lincoln.
I'll
So
bet.
yeah, she's been on stage at the Theatre Royal
Mm-hmm.
3 times now. So her first stage debut was The Wizard of Oz. She played Toto.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, everybody just loved her, and she blew the audience away, and yeah, she was incredible,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. And then she was invited back again to be in The Little Mermaid. She played a little starfish
Oh,
in The Little Mermaid,
oh my God.
and again the children just loved her. And yeah, it was another sellout performance.
Hmm.
And then finally, last Christmas, sorry, Christmas, not the Christmas just gone, the
Yeah.
Christmas before that, she was in Aladdin.
Oh, she was in
Um,
Aladdin.
yeah, so she
Wow.
was in Aladdin. So
What did she do
yeah,
in
it's
Aladdin?
she played the Sultan's Cha Cha Cha. Um, so sorry, he was the Sultan Cha Cha Cha. She was a little sultana. That was it.
So
Sorry, a little sultana. So yeah,
oh
he
my God.
carried
Yeah.
her around under his arm, and
Oh
it was
God.
really funny. So he had feathers on his headrest,
Yeah. Yeah.
on his hat, and she would constantly just look up at these feathers because she wanted to eat them. But yeah,
Oh, that's
she's
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
Nothing frightens Pumpkin. She's absolutely fearless, and
Mhm.
she loves the limelight. She's also a therapy dog, so she
Mhm.
goes into schools and meets children, and we teach children about kindness to animals
Nice.
and animals with disabilities, and she just thrives.
Does she? Yeah.
Um, it's really funny. So the days that we don't have anything exciting planned, when it's just a normal day at home,
Hmm.
Pumpkin sighs. It's like she's it's like she's bored.
It's boring.
Yeah. But she does the school run. So every day she comes and does the school run. So she'll take my little boy and pick my little boy up from school with me.
Oh, nice.
And she just loves the children. She gets so excited. All the children come and give her a tickle. And
Yeah.
you should see her. She's like, "Eh,
Just
yes,
in
look
her
at me."
element. Isn't that
In her
funny?
element. Yes,
She's well,
definitely.
she does demonstrate a lot of the Westy traits.
Yes,
She's vocal and
yes,
she's tenacious, and
yes.
these are a lot of the traits of her breed.
The
So
Westitude. Yes.
yeah, she really is. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
she's
amazing.
definitely a Westie.
Yeah.
And she is again, it's funny, again, it's that intelligence of dogs.
Hmm.
So Pumpkin recognizes another Westie,
Oh, does she?
and Westies recognize Pumpkin as well. So when we go out and we meet on a lot of Westie walks or a lot of our own events, we have a lot of Westie followers.
Hmm.
The Westies just stick together. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And Pumpkin just wants to play with them all.
Yeah.
It's hilarious actually.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that
yeah,
funny how they
it's
recognize each other? That's really
and they
interesting.
all like mud. All Westies seem to like mud and rolling and getting dirty.
Well, they're hardy little dogs,
They
that's
are, they
their
are.
thing. They are hardy little dogs. So,
I didn't really know much about the Westie breed
mhm,
before obviously we adopted Pumpkin. And I always just assumed she was Westie was an older generation's dog, or
mhm,
just mean it's a dog that you don't really see a lot of.
mhm,
Whereas obviously we've got a Jack Russell Smiggle,
mhm,
but actually they're both terriers
mhm,
and they're both quite similar.
mhm.
Pumpkin and other Westies have just as much energy as what a Jack Russell does, but Westies have a lot more attitude, a hell
Yes.
of a lot more.
Yeah, a lot, because she's very vocal and lets you know when,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
very much so. And that's something I think all Westie people, pet parents say, they have attitude, and but they're
They only
great.
do what they want to do. You cannot make a Westie do something it doesn't want to do. And I will say this because, when she's on stage, people will go, but does she like it? Does she really enjoy it? And I'm like, if she didn't, she would not do it. End of.
And,
Yeah,
that's so
end of.
true. She's loving. She loves the spotlight. She loves the
She
limelight. She
does.
loves the
She
attention.
does.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
she exactly. Oh my gosh, that's just amazing. So your overall message and your message for your charity is about disabled dogs and pets, and that they deserve a quality of life, and you're obviously doing this. I'm just wondering if you could speak about your personal experience with Pumpkin and how it's shaped your life, your husband's, and your children's.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yes, disabled animals deserve to survive. They deserve a quality of life, and they are no different to an able-bodied dog. Um, but I have to be honest, there's different stages and different types of disabilities.
Yeah,
Now, Pumpkin is quite an extreme and it's quite a complex disability that
yeah,
Pumpkin has. So, with Pumpkin being the double incontinent as well,
yeah.
obviously, Pumpkin, her needs, the expressing, the
Hmm.
caring for Pumpkin, the routine of having Pumpkin, it is hard and it isn't for everybody. It really isn't.
Hmm.
Um, but try, my advice is try it.
Hmm.
Please give it a go. Don't just give up on your animal. And I have to say that routine, uh, like a baby, a routine and a daily structure is vital. So, for instance, like we get up every day at the same time,
Hmm.
and Pumpkin knows it's bottom wash time. So
Hmm.
obviously, Pumpkin has to have her bottom end cleaned in the bath every morning.
Yeah.
We do that, then she gets dry, she has another sleep, then she has her dinner, then
Hmm.
we do home physio where we stretch her front legs and get her comfortable. And then obviously the routine around the bladder expressing. We find from experience as well of our other disabled dog owners, when there is no structure, it gets a bit chaotic and people tend to struggle.
Mm.
And that's when they start to doubt what they're doing.
Okay.
So I all I can say is just structure and a
Yeah.
routine and stick to it. And once you've mastered it, it just comes the norm. Like
Hmm.
I don't look at Pumpkin any differently to my other dogs now
Hmm.
because it's just normal.
Right.
Um, we've been for a walk today with Ernie and Smiggle. Then she was expressed and she's been cleaned, and
Hmm.
now she's
She's
sleeping.
sleepy. Yep.
Yeah, she's fast asleep.
Yep.
And then after this Zoom call, she'll wake up and it'll be time to be expressed again. And it is structure and routine is
Yeah.
definitely essential.
Hmm.
And like I say, not all disabled animals have the same
Yeah.
complexity as Pumpkin. Some of them, it's just the case that they just need wheels to help them walk.
Uh-huh.
Um, and that may be it. That
Yeah.
might be all they need help and assistance with. Um, so
So it could
yes.
be just an accident or some
It could
that
it could be old
or
age.
yeah,
Yeah,
age.
it could be that it's just old age. It could be that they've got cancer, for instance, of one of
Right.
their limbs. It could be that they've got severe arthritis in their hips, and
Hmm.
a wheelchair is just an aid. It just helps them.
Hmm.
Um, and again, that might be all that they need. It's just a case of getting the dog into the wheelchair,
Hmm.
um, and taking it for a walk.
Yeah, exactly. When you look back now at when you first were told, well, you didn't know you were getting a disabled dog. You thought you were just going to be looking after a dog that needed,
A
uh,
cute puppy. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah. And
yeah.
then you found out that you were into that. When you think from that moment to where you are now, um, it's probably pretty mind-boggling for one thing, because you've
Yes.
probably learned so much and your charity has become just explosive. So
Yes.
I think it sounds to me like you've just been on a journey, but a real whirlwind journey.
A whirlwind. Yeah, that's exactly the word I would use. It's been a whirlwind, and at times it's very overwhelming,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
especially the love that Pumpkin receives. I mean, she is adored from people from all across the world.
Yeah.
And she is literally, I wouldn't use the word famous, but she is definitely known.
Hmm.
There's not many places we can go without somebody saying, "Oh, that's Pumpkin. Can we have a photo?" Or "Can we meet Pumpkin?" Or yeah, so it is very overwhelming. But also, obviously, for the last 3 years since owning Pumpkin, our life has changed so much. So obviously, when I first adopted Pumpkin, I had my own business. I had a nail salon.
Hmm.
Um, so I was busy working and doing people's nails, and I soon realised that it was hard to juggle both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Um, Although Pumpkin was coming to work with me, so
Mm.
she was quite happy to be in the salon and be in a basket and meet and greet everybody. But then as the charity started developing, the phone just didn't stop. So
Mhm.
I ended up having to sell the
Yeah.
salon,
Yeah.
and now I just devote all of my life
Yeah.
to the charity. So that's been quite hard.
Sure.
Um, but also it's it's the busyness from it. It's what you said, it's so fast paced. Um, and people always want to talk to me, as in TVs or press, or
Mhm.
Pumpkin's on telly or she's in a show. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And sometimes obviously the animals, I get very, very attached to every single animal that
Hmm.
we provide a wheelchair for. And obviously I'm going to, because what's the word? I fundraise so hard and I'm
Yeah.
so passionate about my charity. And sadly, when those animals cross over the Rainbow Bridge, it does affect me. I
Yeah.
get
Sure
very,
does.
very emotional, very
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be really, really hard. I also find a real difficult part of the charity as well is I want to do more.
Mm.
And sometimes you just can't.
Yeah.
I want to save every single animal, and every day when I open up my emails or I turn my phone on, I am literally bombarded from people that a lot of cruelty cases, a lot of people, a lot
Oh.
of breeders again that have
Oh.
bred puppies and they've got deformities and they just want to give them up. And obviously there's only me. I can't, and I
Yeah.
have to say no. And I
Yeah.
find that that's really hard as
Yeah.
well. That plays on my heartstrings.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. You can't save them all, but you're doing an amazing, amazing job doing what you are
yeah.
doing. That's for
You
sure.
can't save them all, but you can try.
You can try at least getting the
Yeah.
word out. Maybe someone else can step in too. It's getting the word out as well.
Well, this is it. We have a goal here
Hmm.
at Pumpkin and Friends Charity, and we want to desperately open a retreat and respite centre.
Yeah.
And we are hoping, we are praying that we're going to be able to do this
Yeah.
at either the end of this year or the
Oh.
beginning of next year.
Oh.
And it will be a forever home for disabled animals, so farm animals as well, so that they can have the rest of their lives with us like a sanctuary.
Hmm.
But not only that, something else that people don't think about with disabled pets is
Mm.
you can't go on holiday. So
Exactly. Hmm.
yes, so Pumpkin, I can't leave Pumpkin. Pumpkin's dependent on me. But
Hmm.
obviously, again, not all disabled animals are dependent on their
Yeah.
owners. But you can't, if you've got a holiday booked, for instance, and you're going abroad, you can't take your animal.
Hmm.
But also, you can't just put your animal into the local kennel,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're not qualified and they're not experienced with looking after a disabled animal, especially if they're incontinent.
Hmm.
And also, they're not insured for the wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah.
So we have had families that have had holidays booked, and they've gone to their local kennel, and the kennel said, "Yes, we'll look after the dog, but we'll literally just keep it in the kennel. We won't be able to take it for a walk because
Oh.
we're not insured for the wheelchair." And
Oh.
they've asked the question, "But what about the bladder expressing and the bowel expressing and the nappy?" "Oh no, we can't do that."
I'm certainly not going to bring my dog here. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And we find through one thing and another, a lot of animals end up being put to sleep
Yeah.
because their families have no other option, because they have to go on that holiday. Maybe they've got children, or it's a wedding, or there's a specific reason why they've got to go on that holiday. And basically, what our respite centre wants to do is have like a holiday home
Hmm.
for disabled animals. So, for instance, our families can say, it's okay because Pumpkin and Friends Charity will look after Fred, for
Yeah.
instance, and they know that he'll be safe, and we'll express and we'll put them in the wheels and home from home care.
Yeah.
And there'll be no charge for this. Again, it will all come under the
Charity.
charity,
Oh, wow.
um, just to help. So, and also just a little break for our families.
Hmm.
Because like I said to you, it can be a bit full on. It
Yeah.
is like having a newborn baby in some situations, and
Mm.
they deserve a little bit of a break, and that's what we are desperately trying to do.
That's that would be absolutely incredible if you can get that
Yeah,
going. Absolutely incredible.
we're working really
Working
hard.
really
We're
hard.
working really hard to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I know you had a setback with some contest thing that you won for a holiday.
Oh,
I know. What
oh,
a mess, eh?
really? Do we
Yeah.
have to talk?
No, we do not.
It's
No, but that didn't work out for you. The same
And
thing.
again, that was down to the travel complications. Yes, we went on a local get, not a local. We went on a game show here
Hmm.
in the UK. We were invited because of the exceptional charity work that we do, and we were rewarded a holiday, an all-inclusive paid holiday. But unfortunately, it was in my name, um, and I wasn't able to exchange it into Richard's name. So basically, if I couldn't take the holiday, my family lost the holiday, and there was no way that I would go on holiday and leave Pumpkin.
This is ridiculous.
Uh, yeah, and it was really upsetting. So my children saw me on the TV
Yeah.
because it was live, and saw us being rewarded a holiday and got extremely excited. They started planning where they were going on holiday, what we were going to do.
Hmm.
And obviously, after the show, and we spoke to the production team, it was quite clearly stated that it didn't include our dog, include Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just have to leave her. And obviously, I was like, no,
Forget it.
I'm not leaving Pumpkin. There's nowhere for me to leave Pumpkin.
Hmm.
It's physically impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
it was. And basically, the TV channel said, well, either you take the holiday or you don't take it. So I chose not to take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That was quite
yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
Unbelievable. Yeah.
it was most probably one of the worst times of my life,
Really?
other than when Pumpkin obviously had her surgery
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
But it was horrendous. Not just that, it had a really negative effect
Yeah.
in the press.
It was really.
Um, so yeah, the press got wind of the story, but changed the
Oh.
true facts, and basically tried to make out that I was being pretentious because Pumpkin couldn't go on an aeroplane,
Ah,
and that's why I was kicking off. But actually, it was nothing to do with an aeroplane. It was just the fact that I didn't want to, I said no to the holiday, and they wouldn't exchange it, or they wouldn't allow me to give the holiday. So one of my requests to them was, well, maybe you could just let me use the holiday, and I can raffle it off and raise some funds for the charity, and then we can help
yeah.
more disabled animals. And that was not an
That was
option. They
not an
wouldn't
option.
allow that to happen. So then I said, well, maybe I could give it to one of our families that we help, so
Hmm.
that they can have a holiday and I'll look after their dog.
Nice.
That wasn't an option.
No.
Richard wasn't allowed to go on holiday with the children
Yeah.
because it wasn't in his name.
That's
Um,
ridiculous.
and it just felt that, yeah, we just came up against every hurdle, and it went to all the national press.
Yeah.
And then people started calling me ungrateful, and how, God, people would give their right arm to have a holiday. How come she's saying no? And what a cow, and all this. And it wasn't true. It was
No.
just that my dog meant more to me than what a
Of
holiday did.
course. Of course. Yeah. And you just didn't have
Um,
you just don't have the options, you know? Yeah.
yeah,
And
it's not
that's
that easy.
yeah, no, that was just an awful thing. So you have a new van coming soon. How exciting.
Excited about this van. This we call it the pumpkin mobile. So pumpkin's theme is pink. Everything
Mhm,
is pink.
mhm.
And the van is bright pink.
Yeah.
Bright pink with 2 foot, two 6 foot pumpkins on either side of the van in her wheels. So her wheel of the wheelchair is the wheel of the van,
Oh, that's
basically.
awesome.
So
Oh,
yes, when you see it driving down the road,
oh,
it looks like Pumpkin
this
is
wheelie.
running.
Oh, God, that's awesome. If she wasn't
And
totally famous before, she's going to be now.
you're not going to miss it, that's for sure. Yes, you're not going to miss it.
And what do you use the
And the
van for?
charity, I just want to say that the charity didn't buy this van. This
Mhm.
van was basically all of our supporters and followers knew how desperately we needed a vehicle because ours blew up just
Mm.
before Christmas, which meant that our rolling workshop wasn't able to go on the road and fit wheelchairs.
Oh, okay.
And they basically, all of the followers put together a club together and raised enough money to buy a new van. And
Oh,
we're just so grateful and so thankful. And it's going to take the charity to the next level. So
ah.
we are so, so thankful. So, yes, thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks to all those people. And you're doing
Yeah,
really well with some of your branded merchandise. So
yes.
you've got your new coffee mugs come out now as well.
Yeah, so you can buy a little travel mug. Got one there, look,
Oh,
with pumpkin, so you can take pumpkin on your
anywhere.
walk and have a hot cup of coffee or take it to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And then we have like the calendars, and we've just ordered lots of new charity merchandise to sell at the Disability Dog Walk. So
Nice.
we've got some of our amazing dogs that we support, and we've had them printed on a t-shirt that
Oh,
says
nice.
I attended the Disability Dog Walk 2025,
Yeah.
which people will be able to buy as well from all over the world, to support the event.
Fantastic.
um, so yeah, things are
They're
going
really
really, really
going well.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really well.
Yeah, you got over a few hurdles, but the everything's ironing out well. So,
Yeah, it seems this year it's we've got so many things in the pipeline, so many exciting things that are about to be announced.
hmm.
Um, People will definitely be seeing Pumpkin on TV very, very
Ooh.
shortly,
Oh,
and in a few publications that we've been
nice.
doing behind the scenes. So yeah, it is really, really exciting. And we've got the Lincoln 10K. We've got a team of 20 runners
Hmm.
that are running the Lincoln 10K, including our charity patron, Dave Phillipson.
Hmm.
He's a Paralympian and he's a silver medalist. So he's our patron of the charity.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
again, it's his message is obviously he's got a disability, but
Yeah.
it doesn't stop him. He's living life to the full and winning medals. And
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't row a boat like he does. I he's faster than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's taking part and running the Lincoln 10K with all of our team.
Hmm.
So we're hoping to raise lots of money there as well. They're
Hmm.
all dressing up in pink. Some of them are having their hair dyed, and yeah, it'll be a lovely day. And then we've got, like I say, the Disability Dog Walk.
Yeah, when's that?
Um, that is April the 27th.
April 27th. Okay.
Yeah, here at Booton Park in
Mm.
Lincoln.
Yep.
And we will be streaming that live on our platform as
Oh,
well if anybody
good.
wanted to join us.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great.
Yeah, Richard is doing a little fundraiser of his own. He's having his back waxed on Tuesday, this Tuesday. So
My God.
you guys that are listening to the podcast now, you would have missed it, but the video will be on our social media platform.
Oh,
Watching Richard scream. I shouldn't laugh.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my God. I love
Mm.
his participation as well. He's really, really good right hand person for you.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And all of our volunteers, all of our team,
Yeah.
all the people that help me with my social media, all of the people that help me with admin, and just we're all we're all family. Do you know what I mean? They're all my friends, they're family. We're just a fantastic team. We really are. And I know that sounds like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but the charity wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for them. I might be, the driving force
Yeah.
and the face of the charity,
Yeah.
but honestly, it wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for the whole of the team and our amazing followers as well.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's just unbelievable what you've created. Well, I just cannot thank you enough, for the time that you've taken out of your very busy day to chat with me today. If someone wanted to get in touch with you, with regards to the charity, what's the best way to do that?
Most probably email
Mhm.
you, because the team will monitor the email address, which is pumpkin and friends charity at outlook.com.
Mhm.
Or we have a website which you can there's a contact button on our website as
Mhm.
well, which is pumpkinandfriendscharity.org.
Mhm.
Um, so again, either two, there's phone numbers on there and how to contact us. There's also links to our events and how to donate to the charity.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
there's individual animal stories, and everything you need is on the
Mhm.
website.
Oh, great. Okay. And what's the website again?
Pumpkin and Friends Charity.org.
Okay. .org. Yeah, they have to
Yeah,
remember the .org. That's
yeah,
important.
.org.
Yes.
Quite a simple one. We didn't want to complicate it.
No, but you know what? But you have to remember that .org, that's important.
Yes.
Looking for certain charities and certain websites. Absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much, Tammie. Hugs to everyone. I cannot
Thank
believe
you.
you let me be introduced to Pumpkin right here on the screen. That's just amazing. There she is sleeping away. I feel like you guys are celebrities to me anyways. So it's been
We're
absolutely
just, do
amazing.
you know what? We are just a normal family. We
Yeah.
really are. And
Yeah.
I think another reason why the charity has been so successful and is growing so fast is the transparency of the charity, and
Yeah.
the fact that we show everything, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad.
Mhm.
There are no deep dark secrets. This is what it is, and everybody, I think, feels that they are a part of it, and they feel that because they know what's going on. And
Mhm.
I think transparency is key to
Yeah.
running a charity,
No, you're
definitely.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because you're right. The highs and the lows, and everybody knows what sometimes when you've gone through a hard time, especially like that, vacation thing and all that, you let people know it's not every single day can come up that are
Yeah,
challenging, but yeah,
yeah,
and hurtful.
definitely. Yes, very hurtful.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
But again, tomorrow's another day,
That it is.
and I'm a very positive person, and I strongly believe that if you think positive, positive things happen. And I have pumpkin power.
You have pumpkin power. You
Pumpkin power.
absolutely do. Oh my gosh. Pumpkin power. Well, let's leave it at that because that's amazing. So big hugs to everyone. And definitely let's keep in touch. And
Yeah,
I
definitely.
absolutely wish you all the best with everything that's coming
Thank you
up.
for
I
honestly,
absolutely do.
thank you for asking me. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Great. I'm so glad you agreed because I just love watching you and Pumpkin, and it just goes to show you how much you touch people all over the world.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing talking with Tammie. And I was actually introduced to Pumpkin herself on the screen we shared. Tammie and Pumpkin's story is heartwarming and inspirational. Her charity and its support for disabled pets is truly amazing. Pumpkin brought Tammie onto a road that she was obviously destined to take.
one that has changed the lives of many animals and their pet parents and Tammie herself. Her message that disabled pets can live a happy and full life provides hope and inspiration. To get in touch with Tammie and the charity, go to pumpkinandfriendscharity.org. A big thank you to Tammie for chatting with me. And on this Valentine's Day, thank you, Pumpkin, for always being a sweetheart.
Thank you for listening to Val Talks Pets. Please remember to follow or subscribe to ensure that you never miss an episode. To really help the show and to make it easier for others to find, please rate and review each episode that you find interesting and helpful. And don't forget that you can also email me at val@valtalkspets.com with topics you would like me to address or with any questions you may have. Also, check out my website at valtalkspets.com and let me know what you think and how we can improve upon it. Thanks for caring.